If you keep cracking under pressure, you need to listen to this. And I get it. You're smart. You've read the books, you've done the work. So why do you still shut down or blow up or spin out when life gets hard? Most high performing men don't need more motivation. They need a new operating system, an entirely different way of being. Because confidence isn't built in theory. It's forged, it's created in pressure, and most men were never taught how to lead themselves under it. Here are the three biggest mistakes that I see my clients and maybe even you make that keeps them stuck in these old patterns, no matter how much success they have. Mistake number one is trying to think through emotions instead of feeling and processing. And yeah, I get it. Like you're taught to analyze and fix and not necessarily to feel. So you stay in your head. You're overthinking and you're avoiding the real work, but you can't logic your way through a storm. You've got to learn how to stand in it. Mistake number two, avoiding hard conversations to keep the peace. But what's the peace that you're really keeping? It's fake. And it's costing you trust, intimacy, and even your own integrity. See, real leaders don't avoid tension, they transmute it. And mistake number three, relying on discipline instead of systems. You hear it all the time, muscle through life, and you do it with brute force and discipline, but without the right internal systems, you're always going to be one trigger away from total collapse. So what's the solution? So the thing I do to help my clients is I guide them through a three-part framework that is really helpful, and it's called the Power Operating System. So we're going to call it the Power OS. And it's broken down into three specific things. Here's how it works. So the first area is what I call your thought discipline. What does this mean? Well, we have to master your mindset. And before you cut off this video and you're like, oh my God, we got to talk about mindset. I don't want to talk about mindset. That feels so cliche. I want to dig a little deeper here. This is not about your mind. This is about what runs your mind. And what runs your mind are your beliefs and your values. We need to upgrade those beliefs because your values and your beliefs dictate every decision and choice that you make today. And it also impacts your future. So if you look at your life right now and it's totally out of control, you're not liking how it is, and then you look down the road and you don't like where you're going, we have to look at what beliefs and values are creating the reality that you live in today. And in order for us to have the future that you want, we need to have beliefs and values that align with that. So that way your mind is set to behave in alignment with the reality that you want today and the future that you want tomorrow. So we need to focus on thought discipline first. And as we face these beliefs, as we face these values, we have to then start to learn emotional regulation. What is emotional regulation? Well, emotional regulation is learning how to feel, frame, and flow through emotions without going insane. You have to be able to understand how to be literate. How do you identify your emotions? You have to learn how to be emotionally intelligent. How do you process and manage those emotions? And then more importantly, how do you use those emotions to serve you rather than destroy you? We have to learn the capacity to regulate our emotions. That way, when you're under pressure, you rise to the occasion. You don't crumble under your emotions. And then last but not least, this is the part where most of my clients have the hardest time is protecting their boundaries. Oftentimes my clients, and maybe this is you have to build energetic filters that protect your time, your peace, and your focus. And listen, I get it. You're probably married, probably have kids, you're running a business or have a very important career that is demanding of you. And there's a lot of people that are demanding of you. But unless you protect your time, your peace, and your focus, all it takes is one moment and you're going to completely snap. And it's because you allowed someone to cross a boundary that you didn't protect, you didn't uphold. That part is so important. Think of it like upgrading from running Windows 95. Do you remember that? I remember I was 12 years old using that on my compact Presario, and it was so slow. Imagine going from a Windows 95 operating system to running an entire supercomputer. I mean, the likes of it being able to generate AI. Completely different, right? Like And here's the truth. You got the hardware, but without internal software and upgrading it, you're just going to keep crashing, or worse, you're just going to be put into safe mode, only able to run a limited amount of apps, only able to run at a certain capacity for a certain amount of time, and just completely avoiding growth or triggers that will totally crash your system. So we got to change that. And this is the process that I go through with my clients to help them do exactly that. Listen, if you're tired of knowing better but not doing better, this is the work. Inside my program, we don't just upgrade your habits, we install a new system that makes your power by default. So, this is something that you're looking for. Shoot me a DM and use the word power. You can DM me on any of my social media, or you can comment below and I'll send you something and you let me know if you're in or you're out. In the meantime, if you want to know the exact process that I guide my clients through, either check the link below in the description or hit this video right here and I'll walk you through the whole process now.